Hello and welcome to New Beginnings Podcast with Michelle. We are happy to have you on board, listening in, tuning in to us week after week, and hearing other stories that have shared with us things that they may have gone through, things that they may have learned, and they are sharing with us how we can enhance our well-being throughout our lives, whether it's through health and fitness, whether it is cultivating your purpose, whether it's looking at or understanding your environment in which you're in, your relationships, learning how to live within a community, or even looking at finances. We want to look at these different facets of well-being through the lens of the people. Everyone has a story to tell, and we here at Functional Wellbeing, FXWB New Beginnings Podcast, like to share others' stories so we can glean from it. And today we have a wonderful guest. You've seen her before. She's this bubbly individual that said she's an introvert, but she says she's an introvert, but she's on here back with us, and she has been doing a lot online on social media and being out there, sharing her story with others and sharing her work life with others to help others understand that they too can have the life that they want, create a life that they want, that they are comfortable with and are able to share with their families and friends and get everybody on board. Yes. So today we have Stephanie Oden, and thank you so much for coming on again.
Oh,
How are
thank
you today?
I am good. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes. So Stephanie, before we even start talking and going all crazy on introverts this week, I want to say this little scripture. Many people don't really may not know it, but I just think it's something that would spark some real interest in what we're talking about today. You are like light for the world, the whole world. A city built on top of a hill cannot be hidden, and no one would light a lamp and put it under a clay pot. A lamp is placed on a lamp stand where it can give light to everyone in the house. Make your light shine so that others will see the good that you do and will praise your Father in heaven. That is from Matthew 5:14-16. And I think it was so fitting to see this text today because we are talking about individuals who are considered to be introverts.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And how are these introverts going about their lives to impact others? Because introverts too have talents and gifts that needs to be shared with others. So how are they able to share their gift out there where everybody's at when they as introverts want to not be around these people? So Stephanie, with that being said, I would love for you to share with us, what do you think or define for us an introvert?
Well, an introvert really is, let's say what it's not. It's not that I'm necessarily shy. It's not that I dislike people. It's not that I am reserved. It's not any of those things. What it really means is that I prefer to recharge away from people, that I prefer to be revitalized and reflect sometimes before I speak. So there's some is not, but then there's also really, I just need to step away often and look internal. I'm more reflective, right? I'm able to read a room a little bit better, partially because I'm not talking, right? I'm able to listen. And
Right.
so that's how I classify being an introvert, just on a very basic level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have some keywords popping out there for us. One being to look inward, reflect.
Mhm.
I like to say observe
Mhm.
and
Yes,
listen.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So those are some words that someone you may define as an introvert.
yes.
Okay. So being an introvert of yourself, because you did say before that you are one, how do you shine your light?
The first thing that I had to do to be able to shine my light was realize that my light matters.
Yes.
That was the an evolution of growth in realizing that my light matters. And since my light matters, all the things around my light matter too. Being how I am more reflective, more able to read a room, how I do listen, how I need to recharge so that I can come back and standing in that place. And so that's the first thing, is realizing that your light matters.
Yes. Yeah. So knowing that your light matters is the pretty much first step.
That's the first step. And I say that very lightly, in that being the first step. But sometimes that first step can take years,
Correct.
right? Of relearning. What is it? Learn, unlearn, and then relearn.
Okay. So this process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, give me an example, or give us an example of where you had to go through that fine tuning to know that your light mattered and it matters now.
Mhm. As a corporate leader, I've been a corporate leader in that environment as well as an entrepreneur. I always thought that I had to be loud. I had to lead. I had to bang on the tables. I had to use swear words because that was the style of leadership that was all around me, right? That
Mm.
I had to, when you think about being an entrepreneur, that I need to send messages. I call them "Hey girl" messages, right? That I needed to spam boxes. I need to go after every single person. If it was breathing and moving, I need to talk to them.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm learning that I'm doing that, but it's not working because
Right.
now in my natural authenticity. So I distinctly remember a moment when it's almost I reflected back, the reflection, I reflected back on the faces of those that I was talking to, because at this time it was in person. And I didn't like what I saw because I
Right.
knew I wasn't that person. So I'm
Mhm.
like, that's where the unlearning part comes in. Okay, well, you know what? I can choose. I can choose different. Now with making that choice to choose to be different, okay, now it's looking at, well, what are my strengths? Learning more about me. And as I learn more about me, okay, now let me learn ways that are effective for the type of person that I am.
Yes.
And keep
So,
doing that repeatedly.
mm. So we're looking at reflection, and then upon reflecting, choosing. So
We
that's
can
the
choose.
next step. You have to
We can choose.
choose.
You have to choose. Well,
Yes.
you don't have to choose, but by not choosing, you're choosing.
Yeah. Not choosing or not doing anything is a choice.
It's a choice.
It's an option.
It's an option.
I remember when I was going to school, and that was one of the things they said, not doing it is an option as well. And at first it took me aback, and I was like, that's really true because it is an option.
It
And
is an
when
option.
we choose not to do something, that in turn kind of snowball everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So when we say reflect on something, sometimes people don't understand what reflection is. And when we say reflect, what would you describe reflection to be?
For me, it is thinking about the situation and looking at, do I think I handled it in a way that I have no regrets?
Mm.
Do I think I handled, is there a way that I could have handled it differently to have more of a positive impact? And asking myself those questions.
Yeah. Yeah. So really and truly it's kind of like finding out from within, is this for me?
Is this for me? Is this for me? And for so many years, because we're adults, we've had many different types of people in our lives that we picked up things from that we might have should have left there. Like we shouldn't have picked those up, right? But
Mhm.
we didn't know.
Right.
So, and that's why the learn is first, right? It's like, okay, where did that come from? Why am I doing that?
Mhm.
Oh, that's not serving me. I can choose different. Well, what would
Yes.
you choose?
Right. So we talked about choice, and we know that one of the choices is do nothing. But if we would look at other choices, so what would be kind of like your process if you choose to do something? Um, how would you align it to your understanding of going forward?
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing when I look at aligning, it is looking at what is my end goal that I want. So, and it doesn't have to be this. A lot of times you say end goal, and a lot of times people think, oh my gosh, it needs to be a big, hairy, audacious goal. No, if my end goal is to drink a gallon of water, I might want to drink some water first thing in the morning. That might be a good idea, right? I might want to come up with a marked jar that has different amounts on it. That's another idea. So another thing you might want to do is set it on your timer on your phone to say,
Mhm.
okay, I need to drink water now. So even in that simple example, I'm in alignment with drinking more water.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be, I think, well, sometimes as an introvert, I know we're not perfect. We're pretty close, but we're not. Okay. And one of the things we can tend to do is get in our heads so much and make it so complicated that we don't even make the call. We don't even make the post. We don't even do the video because we're in alignment, but we've made it so complicated that, okay, if my goal is to establish more presence online, I might want to make a post. Yeah, might
It's
want to make
simple.
one. I might want to make one. Okay. And we get in our head often about, okay, well, what would I post about? What would they do? No, let's just start by saying hello.
Yes.
So again, being in alignment with, I want to have more presence on social media. And it comes back to also, what is my light, right? My light is independent, and that's really the core. My light is really independent from anybody else's light. So I'm not in competition with any other lights that are shining, even if they are shining brighter.
Right.
But those I serve, my light is the light that they will see.
Correct.
So
That's good.
that's bringing you back into alignment, right? That's how you stay there. Okay, now let's figure out what we need to do to be better at doing things that align with where we want to go.
Yes. So in sharing one's light, you have to consider that it's in your sphere or in your circle
Yes.
and not so much the world. You want to look
Yes.
at your circle, your community, the ones that you want to touch, and they would see your light because they are interested in what you have to share.
Yes. Yes. And I love the analogy of a lighthouse.
Mhm.
I've collected lighthouses for years, knowing why I collected them. And about 3 years ago, it really landed with me that I'm a lighthouse. And the big part of being a lighthouse is I'm shining the light, and those that need the harbor of where I am, I'm that beacon. I'm not the only lighthouse. There's some
Right.
other pretty cool lighthouses out there, right? They're beautiful, but that doesn't take away anything from the light that I shine.
Yes. Yes. So true. I love that analogy because it allows for you to understand that in your community, you are the lighthouse
Yes. And
and
you
you're
get
not
that.
taking away from anyone else.
No, no. And once you get that, it totally opens up your ability to serve from who you are. I I haven't always been secure in being an introvert because I always thought that to succeed, I needed to be like other people. Because, hey, if you do it exactly like I told you to do it, you'll be successful. Well, that didn't work always for me.
Right.
So once I started coming back to like cultivating my purpose, realizing that part of my story is that I'm an introvert, part of my story is I'm an entrepreneur, part of my story is I'm a mentor, part of my story is I'm a success coach. That's all part of my story. And what do I do with that? I shine my light like a beacon so that people can see that.
And that's where the realization comes in because you have to realize that within.
Yes, yes. And people see it. Like they see it. I had someone reach out to me, and they said they gave me confirmation. They said, you know what, I see you showing up, I thank you for your positivity. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, as an introvert, be positive.
Yes.
Okay, be positive. It takes nothing to be positive, a choice, but be
Yes.
positive. And
Mhm.
she said, I appreciate how you are showing up. I appreciate that you're an introvert and an entrepreneur, and that how you want to serve people.
Yeah, that's good because we want again, everybody has a light to shine.
Yes, yes,
Everybody.
yes,
So no matter what your light is, you have the opportunity to shine it. So someone, even if it's one person that recognizes it, then
yes,
you are that beacon of hope for that person.
yes, yes,
Yes. So it's all about realizing that you are a beacon of hope and the distractions around you, you have to ignore it really so that you can do all that you want to do and the best that you can to shine the light
Mhm,
for that one person.
mhm, mhm. Right.
And you don't really need the distractions, even if it have distractions.
And you're going to have distractions. I really want, in this journey, I prefer not to have any distractions. Let me know how that works, okay? Because
Yeah.
it is that whole journey of being an entrepreneur almost is about managing distractions, both
Yes.
internal and external.
Yes. Yes. As an entrepreneur, a matter of fact, anybody wanting to make decisions
Mhm.
for the future, whether it's a short-term or long-term goal, you have to figure out how to align to your goal and find ways of trying to gain access to the goal that you're looking for. And the only way you could do that is to reflect, realize where you are, listen. Whether you're introvert or not, you really should. That's the only way I can do that.
Right, right, right.
Right? So we want you to understand, guys, that this is for everybody, even if you may not be an introvert. The extrovert, sometimes you do need to stop talking for a minute. Just
Just a minute.
FYI.
Just a minute. Just a minute. And that's one of the things that helps a lot of introverts succeed in business is because there's that natural ability to be an authentic listener.
Yes.
And that really is one of the strengths that a lot of introverts don't realize and they don't tap into because they feel like they need to talk a lot. And really, if tapping into who you are naturally is going to help you connect with more people.
Yes. I agree with that 100% because I just spoke with someone the other day and they said, when we listen, you are able to find solutions, but you don't want to always listen to find solutions. You just want to listen.
Yes, yes, yes.
So when you use that gift of listening, then you can help someone else in
Yep.
their goal seeking.
If they want help, right?
Sure.
Right? If they want help. And as we mature in our entrepreneur journey, we really want to know, do they want help? Sometimes I'll ask, is this something you want to do? Do you want to do something about this right now? Or are you just needing to talk about it? And if you're needing to talk about it, okay, well, you can talk for about 5 more minutes, but it's okay, right? And giving people
Yes.
permission that it's okay. I'm going to come
Mhm.
in as myself, and I'm going to give you permission to be yourself. And it's okay if you're not wanting to move forward. That is fine. But we might have a different conversation if you come back tomorrow with the same question and you still don't want to do anything. Yes, I'm still an introvert and yes, I'm going to listen. But the other thing we need to make sure that we do is we still need to establish boundaries, right? We need
Yes.
to establish boundaries and not everyone to the toolbox of the things that we offer because they do need to earn that with their level of commitment and participation in their own life and their own journey.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing also is we cannot fix everything.
You can't fix anybody, basically. I tried fixing people, it didn't work for me. So I don't do it anymore. I don't know about you, Michelle. You it might have worked for you, but it
No.
right, it didn't work for me. I can't fix you. You can't fix we can't fix people.
Nope. And we can't fix or we cannot be a solution for everyone either. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, the individual still has to make a choice.
Correct. Wow. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we touched on a few things, guys. As an introvert, you have really good qualities.
Yes.
You are a great listener. You reflect on things, and you also come to a realization of what you want to do, and you make a choice.
Mhm.
So when we combine all those things, you could use that in every decision making aspect of your life.
Yep.
But as a business person, it helps a lot to follow these steps to be able to go forward in any decision that you make in your business to be profitable. And profitable doesn't only mean money here, but moving the next step. So, yes, you listen to a client, but then where are we going from there? There is always the need to have a decision made at the end of the day. So we
Yes.
choose, right?
Yes, we choose.
Yes. And we can listen. We like to help. We like to listen. But at the end of the day, we have to make a decision if we're moving forward.
Right.
Don't get mad with somebody if they make a decision that it's not in your alignment.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it may not be right for you or them.
That's right. Or them. And that is okay. That really
Yeah.
is okay. And that's part of the entrepreneur journey of everyone is not for me. Everyone is not for me. We don't click with everybody. And it's okay.
It's okay. Remember our little harbor?
Our little harbor, it's okay.
You could have the people on the outskirts and they could come visit, but it may not be for you.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
And you'll find as an introvert, the more that you understand your boundaries and the more that you are okay with people moving away from you that aren't meant for you, you don't have to struggle. And I say let me turn around on me. It's hard to maintain my energy because I'm around people, other introverts and other entrepreneurs I don't have to fight to keep my energy up because naturally the vibe is high because we're connected.
Yes. And so you end up finding out who your people are.
You find your people. Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah. But then somebody might beg to question. So then what do you do if you're in a group or crowd with extroverts? Do you not connect with them?
That's such a great question. Part of it being an introvert doesn't mean that I'm going to necessarily shy away and sit in a corner. It's when I'm going to use effective network and I can still use my ability to be an introvert. Because an extrovert, one wants to talk normally. We let them, right? They want to be seen, they want to be heard. We let them. We encourage them to share on things that are important to them. That's a gift. And typically, one thing that I do, I'm going to give you one secret I do when I network. This one secret I do. People don't think I'm an introvert. It's because I extrovert very well. Okay? One of the things that I do is I actually go meet people and find out more about them so that I can connect them up in the room, in the moment with others based on what they've shared with me.
Mm-hmm.
So then that attention is not really on me. I'm a connector, right? I'm a connector.
Yes.
And I've met two people, but they are great extroverts hanging out together. But I've connected them up. And so the bigger purpose isn't hiding my light under a hill. The bigger purpose is how can I serve others and connect them up with people who they've said they need to connect with. So that's one little
Yes.
tip that I do when I'm networking. I look for who I can connect up and help them determine a collaboration.
Yeah. So networking is something that we can always do. And as you said, as an introvert, we are really good at listening. So you would know when certain qualities might match up. And connecting people is something that we love to do
We do. We
because
do.
guess what? We can retract
Right. We can,
and they
we
can have fun
can,
together.
they can have fun together. They can have fun together. But it's great in being able to serve in that way as well.
Yes.
You know, I'm not any less because I'm introducing you. I'm just
Right.
wanting you to connect with people that you really want to with.
Yes, I agree with that totally. That's my kind of vibe right there. That's why I tell people I like doing events and retreats and stuff because I like to see people connect because there's always you learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
when you learn from each other, it's the same thing like a marriage. Is the both husband and wife is normally not alike.
Right.
They're normally
Right.
the total opposite.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's being able to, when you come now into a community, you would have groups of people in different spheres and may like certain things, and then you would know what, oh, these two might work together,
Mhm.
talking together, or they may be good at doing things together, networking together. It does help when
Mhm.
you have that ability to um look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. Yes. And it
Yeah.
comes back to what you started with, cultivating. When you cultivate who you are, you're not worried about who other people are or who
So
they are
true.
not, because you've really cultivated that place of who you are, and you're good and you're solid in who you are.
Yes, yes. So that is really good that we talked about this because it helps as an introvert, ladies or gents, if you're introvert, you are not somebody of negativity, but you are a light. You have skills and talents that others would love to have.
Yes. Yes.
And you want to share it with others so that they can even recognize it in their own selves.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as a business person and an introvert, we have we have to shine our light. We have no choice.
We have no choice. Well, we do. We have a
But
choice,
yeah, we do. We
but if and maybe it's a level of maturity or that level of growth, because I feel like if I don't, when I want to shrink back and really go under, and really hide my light, I really come back to, if I don't, then the world, it misses out, because
yeah.
I'm here to give something, and if I don't, it's incomplete.
Yes. So we all have a place in this world. We
Yes,
all do.
yes, yes,
So we
yes, we
need
do.
to. So we end up reflecting on our own selves if we go
Reflect on our
under.
own self. Exactly. And get it really, and in some ways it can become selfish because we're so looking at all of the things that are wrong with us, or ways we have done it, or ways we can be too reflective, and that's a blind spot to watch as an introvert. Right? We can be too reflective, that we don't want to make a mistake, because then we're even more reflective. But we have to choose
Yes.
what's more important, to be in this place or to be in a place of service.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for open up this talk about introverts and entrepreneurs, knowing that we all have a light and we all have a story to tell. And it's for us to come out there in our numbers because there are a lot of introverts out there.
It is. It is a lot of introverts, and that's part of, one of the things I like doing is helping introverts find their voice in a busy marketplace.
Yes. Yes, and share our talents out there and become a light out there for everyone.
Yes.
Yay. So thank you so much again, Stephanie. Guys, we want you to understand that this is an open playing field. And when we talk about a topic here on FXWB, it's all about choosing what you get out of it.
Yes.
All right. What you get out of this talk with Stephanie and myself today it's dependent on what you do with it. What's your choice?
Yep.
So we thank you so much for listening in today, and we hope that you shine your light and we see you out there shining your light. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for talking with us today. This has been FXWB Functional Wellbeing New Beginnings Podcast with Michelle, and today, Stephanie. Have a good one. Thank you.